Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to SimPlay Motorsport, here for round number 2 of the Le Mans Ultimate season. I'm your host, Mathew Duffin, hopefully being joined in the commentary box by a special guest, Mathew, right this evening, if he is up to coming into the commentary box. It is week 2, though, of the Le Mans Ultimate season, and we are green here at Bahrain for the free practice session, currently riding on board with Gray Langley at this moment in time. We can see him now in the cockpit, just trying to get his bearings at this moment in time to get ready to go in this qualifying, the standalone qualifying and the race in this session this evening. It should be a fantastic night's worth of action here at the Bahrain International Circuit in what should be an absolutely cracking race for everybody to come and witness. What a night this poses to be. A chance for many a driver and team to get their seasons underway or possibly continue them in their good form that they had back out at the Circuit de la Sarthe a week ago. Currently, as you can see on your timing tower, it is that of this man. It is James Wright who is currently on that pole position at this moment in time. He is the man who is leading the way. From that then of Phipps in second place, your championship leader in the LMP2 category. In fact, while we're on board with him, let's run through that championship order, shall we? It is Phipps who leads the way. Kieran O'Reilly is in second place. From Dan Davis in third. 31 points. He is 12 points behind Phipps. Sadly not here tonight. He's had a pedal issue that has kept him out of the running for tonight's race. Hopefully he'll be back for next week. That of Kretish is in P4. Clouden P5 with Joseph Bates P6. Cambrai is P7 from Silf in 8th. Segek 9th. And we've got some new drivers. Wright, Bonafray, Cruz and Storr all here, all participating in the championship. Some new sign-ups. In the LMGT3 category, apologies, it is Bradley Duncan who took a great race win last time out. Maybe a bit fortunate from Townsend having an issue with his wheel. Wainwright second on 36 points. Townsend on 32. Daniel is on 27 from Langley 24. Jimenez is 6th on 21. Vieira on 18. Oshie and Horn Edwards on 16. Anderson 14. Zlatnik 12. McMillan 10. Fox on 8. Stapley is P13 on 6 points. Rab is on 5. Hornsby on 4. Privet on 3. Ben Ruck, Nauris Plavins here to make their debuts tonight on the LMU platform. Radic possibly out there. I don't know if we've seen Radic Ford. We've also got Lang, Love, Schaefers and Bergsma as well. We won't see all these drivers tonight, but we are going to see some new faces out there at the moment. As you can see from the timing tower on your screen in front of us, it is looking the way at this moment in time of James Wright, who is currently the fastest, as we've said. Then it is Phipps from Jamal Clouden in P3. Kieran O'Reilly is 4th place at the moment. All separated, by the way, as you can see on your screen, by half a second at the moment, especially in that LMP2 category. It is very, very tight out there, and there is as well, by the way, your championship standings in that LMP2 category. It only shows the top 10 at the moment, but the LMP2 drivers at the moment, 9 of them have set a lap time. We've still got Segek and Cruz who have yet to be out on the circuit, so hopefully they come out. Cambrai is P5 at the minute, 8 tenths off the back. So is David Storr. Great to see another new face out there. David Silf is in P7, 1.2 off the pace at the moment. Fury is out there. He's P8, 1.7 off the pace, and Kretash is 2 seconds off the pace. Leading the way, though, in LMGT3 is Bradley Duncan once again. Townsend, 2.5 tenths behind that of Bradley Duncan. Langley, 7 tenths off the back, with then that of Daniel, P4 at the moment. Schaefers is P5, who stopped at the bottom of the track there. Wellington Jimenez, P number 6 from Paulo Vieira, and then that of Benjamin Ruck. We've got Gareth Anderson, Lightning McQueen himself, is P number 9 in LMGT3. Hornsby is down in 10th from Nauris Plavins. Great to see Nauris Plavins back on the platform. We've not seen Nauris since that first couple of weeks of this, since them first seasons on the PS4 Championships of Assetto Corsa Competizione. So great to see Nauris Plavins back out there on the track. Then it is Stapley, Zlatnik, Fox, Chris, Privet, and then Ossian out there. Yet to see out on track at the moment, Seget, Cruz, Wainwright, Lang, Rab, and McMillan. Looking at the comments in the stream already. Good evening to Gary Clarball, Caitlin, Wellington Jimenez, Fury's Grandad, Strange Love, Rob Smith, Camber First, all in there. Team Prolapse as well. Great to see Team Prolapse back. Could we be seeing them on the LMU platform very, very soon? That's going to be the big question to see what other drivers we get throughout this entirety of our season on LMU. Week 2, though, of 7, as we're coming into the final 5 minutes of the practice session. And as you can see now, from this practice session, this is on board with the returning face of that of Nauris Plavins. So great to see him back on the track. Good evening to Chris Rook as well out there at the moment. We are, though, at the Bahrain International Circuit. A fantastic in the middle of the desert. Absolutely brilliant circuit to come to watch a bit of motor racing. This is the Grand Prix layout with the World Endurance version. I do believe, which is an absolutely fantastic track. We've got 15 of the best corners here, but a lot of chances for drivers tonight to make some mistakes as well. We know that these LMP2 cars don't run the ABS, so drivers have got to be wary at the start of this race. They've got to make sure they are being easy on the brakes as they come through. So there is Nauris Plavins. Who else is out on the circuit? Ossian has just gone and popped a lap time in on the timing tower at the moment. Bradley Duncan in there as well as Welshie. Welshie, it's been a while. Great to see you back in here, my friend. Hope you're doing very, very well. Chris Rook, sound like people are having streaming issues. Yeah, I've heard a few of that, Chris. Yo says, Welshie, good evening to you, buddy. Pre-race has commenced. Weight reduction upgrades for today's race, says Bradley. And yeah, great to see Strangelove. David Storr is my teammate in another series, so I have to support him. Well, Strangelove, we wish him all the best of luck on his first outing here. And where is that of David Storr? Where is he? There he is. He's currently coming through that of turn 1, it looked to be there, as he comes up through that third corner. You're coming towards turn 4 now. We'll do a proper lap run through in that qualifying session, but for David here, it's really going to be an interesting one to see what he's going to be able to do. Obviously on his first outing at SimPlay Motorsport, it should be a cracking night of action for him. Wellington Jimenez saying you're going to be stretched pretty thin, Pete. Team Prolapse will be joining you next week. Unfortunately, work is very busy. Well, I assume that's Nikki on the chat. Nikki, can't wait to see you and the guys back out there in this one. Evening to Dan Davis, who's out there as well. I reckon Dan should have joined me in the commentary box for this as well, to be fair to you, with him not being able to partake in tonight's race. I think we should have got Dan back in the comms box for this one. But yeah, what a great night of action this is going to be. Shame he's not racing tonight. Says, how is things, Welshie? Hope you and the family are well. Obviously been a while. Not seen you since Not Kill now, buddy. So hope you and the family are well. We go racing then at Bahrain International Circuit. Should be a cracker. The only night race of the season. It's going to provide to be an interesting race for sure. Like we've said, the ABS, the no ABS on the LMP2 ELMS cars here is going to be interesting heading into the corners of like such as turn 1, turn 4, into maybe 9, 10, and also the penultimate and final corner. Very easy to lock up, especially in the midst of a fight going. Battling hard with another car and possibly lapping some LMGT3 traffic. So it's going to be an interesting one to keep our eyes out. What will actually happen in this race? And that for me is something that I'm really eager to see. Just exactly what these drivers will be able to do in this race. It's going to be a fantastic season. Thank you all as well for subscribing and giving the views to the channel last week. My days did we have a fantastic week of racing, and you guys was there for the whole lot. So it's brilliant to see everybody sort of giving back to this community. What a week of racing it was to kick off LMU and to kick off other one. Jelmer Bergsma as well saying, sadly I couldn't join. He's got banned from LMU for the time being. Dan's waiting for his new pedals to come. They come tomorrow apparently, so we might see Dan back out on the track on Thursday night in this one. And it's going to be an interesting one to see what Dan can do there. Obviously we are allowing car changes this season. So for Dan, he will be in that new car. We'll not give too much away at this moment in time. I could take them all in my Lambo, says Welsh. The bright yellow and green Lamborghini from the Project Cars 2. An early ACC days, Rob Smith. Hope his shift has arrived so he can race tomorrow. Well, Rob, great to see you here. Hope you're doing well. It's good to see so many faces in the chat already. We are coming towards the back end of practice, though. 12 minutes left on the clock. David Storr finishing a lap, as is Joseph Bates here, who is coming through towards the final corner now. So let's just go on board with Joseph Bates. Here he comes down in his LMP2 machine, down in towards the final corner. Nice on the brakes into first gear, over the curb. Well, good, nice little bit of corner in that. Pick up a bit of slipstream from the Aston Martin ahead. Pulls out, round he goes. And Joseph Bates finishes his qualifying run. I believe Phil Hornsby has just finished his. And we've got Ossian, who's actually moved up the order ahead as Latnik and Fox as well. 25 cars out there at the moment tonight as well. 9 LMP2. So great to see out of everybody at the moment. Here comes Ossian, though, who sadly, the session ends and we will head now into the qualifying session. We started with an LMP2 last week. I think it's only fitting that we can start with an LMGT3 this week. A championship winning car, says Dan Davis. Team Prolapse, Ben versus Dan again. And it'll be in the LMP2s. For those who don't remember Ben Parkey, who's new to the channel or may have not remembered Ben Parkey from many moons ago, him and Dan had a fantastic LMP2 championship on another series many moons ago. And it was great to see. We're actually being joined at the moment by Gray Langley, who has double-checked the server for me, and we've both made a mistake. Qualifying will not be private tonight, it looks like. We can't really reset the server because we don't know how, do we? So for the drivers for listening, we do apologise for this. Me and Langley both checked over the server and thought everything was okay. But tonight, you'll all be qualifying together. So, yeah, let's see what happens here. That's what Grace just coming for there. So that is a mistake on our part in this one. Bergsmet, how have you had a ban already, says Chris. I wonder if he's still racing on Project Cars. Yeah. Oh, they're on about Champ. God's sake, Mike. Now, unfortunately, I can't blame Mike on this one. It's me and Langley who set up this server, unfortunately. But, yeah, so we qualify together for this race, or for this session, should I say. And this could be fun. This could be a little bit of fun. Here, then. Right. Let's get the timing tower back to overall instead of just LMP2 ELMS. There we go. Timing tower back to normal. And let's get underway. Gareth Anderson, evening ladies and gents. A little fragile today after being away for a wedding for a few days. Wish me luck. Yes, good luck to yourself, and I hope you had a good time at the wedding. Obviously, I believe it was Cairns' wedding as well. So, yeah, good luck to you. At least this way, we can see that the number one car so far out on circuit is that of Sylph. So we will be able to rock on board with Sylph for a lap. Just on the bonnet by that front right wheel. Just on the inside of the wheel arch. Sylph will approach down towards the final corner. And here he comes now. So the drivers have a new challenge tonight, as we forgot to do the private qualifying. Not only is it 5 minutes shorter, but they'll have traffic to deal with as well. Down the start straight comes that of David Sylph. Still getting them tyres up to temperature. Knows that the second lap is possibly the chance to have a bit more of a push lap here. While I was doing open lobbies in bronze on Le Mans, and I was P2 when I was side by side, I destroyed the ego of P1, so my car was undrivable. So I left, and boom, got an email saying I was banned. Well, Bergsmet, hopefully you come back sooner rather than later. For this one, but Sylph through turn 3 down towards turn 4 now. Going to be a tricky corner to get right and to master. Into turn 4 he goes now, picks up the apex, picks up the throttle. Through he goes, just running out wide, keeping it tucked to the left hand side for turn number 5. This little kink into 6 and 7. He goes now as he drops downhill in towards turn number 8 for the first time. Very easy place to lock up them rears. Clips that apex, beautifully done, runs it to the left hand side. He'll come back over to the right as he comes in towards 9 and 10. Tricky corner here at Bahrain, constantly turning on the brakes, braking as straight as you can. Misses his apex a little bit there, does Sylph. Should have kept that in track limits, I do believe. And he now comes down towards that of turn number 11 in this one. So let's see what he will be able to do in this lap. Lovely section of the circuit, this at Bahrain. A lovely bit of a flow to this part here. Through the left-hander, long left-hander, into the long right. Once again, trying to brake in as straight a line as possible before the penultimate corner of 14. And then you come down towards 15 now, in which for David Silf it has been a great start to the race. That's one of the GT3s getting out the way there. That might have been Langley keeping out the way of all the LMP2 ELMS cars there. And round the final corner they go. Here comes Silf towards the line. What is his lap time going to be in this session? Is it going to be anything massive? Just a 150.1 in this session so far. James Wright coming towards the line. He goes 8 tenths off the pace. David Stall, though, top of the timing tower. Good lap from him. Kieran O'Reilly moving up the order. Here comes Kretash towards the line. Is he going to put in anything impressive? Goes P7. What about Jamal Clouden, who's got a little bit of traffic out the final corner? That of Paulo Vieira there as he comes towards the line. And will only go 8th fastest. Fury, Joseph Bates goes into 9th fastest as well. Matt Townsend has just gone provisional pole in that of the LMGT3 category. Here comes that of Zlatnik now, down towards the line. He comes for Zlatnik, crosses the line, goes up to 5th. What can now Rhys Plavins do? Qualifying back here, up into 4th. Oshie goes into 5th. Stapley towards the line. He comes and slots it into P5 now. Schaefer's into the final corner. He's got that of Privet just behind him, round the final corner. Go Schaefer's now, down towards the timing tower for his first lap. Schaefer's stays P11. Privet goes now P11. What about Fox? Ryan Fox running his new livery for this evening. Great looking livery out there in the BMW M4. Can Ryan Fox climb up the timing tower here as he comes to the line? Stays P13. Phil Hornsby will now look to put a lap time in. And we'll see what Phil Hornsby can do. Braking hard into the final corner he goes. And what lap time is he going to set in this race at the moment? Anderson and Langley still the other two cars without setting a lap time in this race. And Hornsby, wow, up into P3. So a good lap out from Hornsby. Here comes Gray Langley, who will be the next man to finish his lap out there. Gareth Anderson, I don't think has started a flying lap yet. That's Wellington Jimenez as well, just behind here. As Gray Langley, we'll see what he'll be able to do. Bergsmere is only banned till 12 AM tonight. Oh, there we go. So only until midnight tonight. So, but I know he's away the next couple of weeks. He was telling me he's in Switzerland. So enjoy your time in Switzerland, Bergsmere. We'll see what happens as Langley to the line goes into P7. So not a bad lap from Gray Langley, that one. Next towards the line at the moment, it says number 11. So that'll be Plavins on the track. Yes, it is. Can Plavins go up any more places in this qualifying session so far? Bradley Duncan, your provisional pole. Plavins up into P5. Good lap that from him. Here comes Daniel. Before that of Royden Stapley. Daniel to the line. Does he improve? No, he doesn't. Royden Stapley does. He goes up into P9. Ahead now of Gray Langley. Here comes Ossian, the other SimPlay liveried car. Who's the next one to the line? Number 14. That is... it was Schaefer's, who's actually gone second place. A good lap from him. Here comes Chris Privet. What can Chris Privet do then? 14th on track at the moment. Crosses the line. Stays P14. Ryan Fox to the line once more. Is he going to be able to put a decent lap in here? He does. Moves up to P14. Gareth Anderson himself now approaches the timing tower. Good evening, Style16 in the chat. And Anderson moves up into P number 10. Leader David Silf looking for back-to-back poles in this qualifying session. Here comes Phipps, your race winner. It's Kieran O'Reilly now tops the timing tower. What a lap that is from O'Reilly. Jamal Clouden, in fact, we'll just go ahead behind Jamal, sorry. Kretash behind him on the timing tower. 2.1 off the pace. Now comes Jamal Clouden. Joseph Bates needs to find 1.1 seconds. Clouden up to second place. What a qualifying session this is. Joseph Bates moves up into P8. So a good lap there for him. P12. Gray Langley in the SimPlay Racing liveried Lexus. Can he get towards that line? and improve on the 12th place that he is currently in. And he does. He goes into second place. That is a monstrous lap from Gray Langley with 1:37 on the clock. Do drivers have enough in the tank? As we're seeing everybody change positions here. Langley's now down into 4th as Townsend's gone provisional pole. Wellington Jimenez comes across the line for 7th. Here comes out of Daniel before Nauris Plavins, who looks back to his best here towards the line. Daniel up to 5th. Plavins stays P9 at the moment. What about Royden Stapley towards the line? He stays down in 12th. P6 of Schaefer's. Now approaches the timing tower here. Good evening to Laura, Fury's mum in the chat. Hope you're doing well. Across the line he goes and does improve up into P4 once again. Chris Privet up into 14th. Here comes Ryan Fox. Only needs just under a 10th to get ahead of Zlatnik in this session. And gets ahead of Zlatnik, Privet and Oshian here. Now back to the LMP2 cars at the front, who will get one more lap in. Kieran O'Reilly, the man on pole. Here comes Jamal Clouden. Joseph Bates might be getting a good slipstream here. Can Jamal Clouden get ahead of that of Kieran O'Reilly? No, he can't. Neither can Joseph Bates. The drivers finishing their last runs. P5, Gray Langley. Has he got enough for one more lap? No, he's not. So this is going to be it for qualifying. Can Gray Langley here get that pole position? This is going to be crucial in this session now. For Gray Langley, 7/10 off the pole at this moment in time. And has Gray Langley done enough to get it done? He goes up into P3, does Gray Langley. We now await for Paulo Vieira. Bradley Duncan just behind. Bradley Duncan cannot take pole. Matt Townsend behind him. Looks like he's staking that point for pole position. Then here comes Wellington Jimenez down in 9th place. Only moves up into P8. Nauris Plavins left on a lap. He's currently down in 10th. Needs half a second to get ahead of Hornsby. And he's going to bail to the pit lane. What about Royden Stapley? Needs 1.3 seconds to get himself ahead of Gareth Anderson. And cannot do it. But now we turn our attention and we'll try and find the lead car of this queue. It is Phipps before David Storr. Half a second needed to take pole position for Phipps, who had a dominant race win back at the Circuit de la Sarthe last week. Does Phipps take pole? No, he stays 4th. Storr stays P number 5. Cambrai moves up into P6. Where is Jamal Clouden? He's in the pit lane. P11 in LMGT3. Gareth Anderson coming to the line. Can Anderson move up from 11th place? Needs just a 10th to do so. Crosses the line and does. Moves up into P9 overall in the LMGT3. And Joseph Bates misses out on P7 by half a second. But qualifying is done and dusted. And what a session that was. It is points going the way then of that. Of Kieran O'Reilly. And that of Townsend in this session. Townsend will be a tough driver to beat in this one. But Kieran O'Reilly back to being on pole positions, doing what Kieran O'Reilly has done best for so many seasons on the Assetto Corsa platform. It is great to see O'Reilly now putting that car on pole position for the start of this race. We're syncing up with 1:30 before the short formation lap. We'll go back to the live pictures in just a few seconds. But that for Kieran O'Reilly is a huge moment as well, because that gives, I do believe, Kieran O'Reilly his... No, it's a podium he needs to get 100 podiums at SimPlay. And that is actually, in fact, I looked at the wrong column. That is his 50th pole position at SimPlay Motorsport. So well done, Kieran O'Reilly. 50th pole for him, and Townsend as well, getting an extra point, just pulling that one step closer to Bradley Duncan in this championship fight already. We do know, though, that Brad isn't able to do the full season due to work commitments. His work schedule changes, so sadly for Bradley Duncan, he will have to miss after next week. We are, though, about to be on the formation, the rundown to the start of this race. as we'll go on board with Kieran O'Reilly, ready to get this race underway here then. Mr. Titan Tanner in the chat, did Langley bottle it yet? No, he didn't. I think it was difficult qualifying, so I forgot to. We both forgot a ticket to practice. Good to hear that you're well, Laura. That's good to hear. Caitlin, let's go Langley, she says in the chat. But yeah, what a race this is going to provide us with a lot of action. The traffic this week, obviously, we're seeing that it's obviously at least half the length almost of the Circuit de la Sarthe layout in terms of lap time. So this is going to be a crucial one for the traffic that will play its part in this race as we're about getting underway here at the circuit, Bahrain International Circuit. Then we'll go over to the live cameras in just a few moments' time. But who is going to do what? Has some drivers missed the start of the race there? I believe no. 9 drivers in LMP2 are moving, and I think Wainwright has got in. So Wainwright has got in. So it is great to see another car on the grid in that of Wainwright. Great to see him back out there on the track at the moment. But who is going to win this race? Get your vote for an LMP2 ELMS car and get your voting for an LMGT3 car and who you think is going to win this race in each category. It is the old rivalry of O'Reilly and Clouden on pole position as we go back now over to the live scenes of the Bahrain International Circuit. Who is going to be able to come out as the top dog here in Bahrain today? Let's find out what will happen. Already a drama. The spike car is in the wall on the formation lap. And as we run down towards turn number 1, there is already an LMP2 in the wall. Braking hard. Clouden leads into turn number 1. But here comes Kieran O'Reilly looking around the outside. Phipps right with him and Silf and O'Reilly now going together. But Jamal Clouden leads at the start of this race. What a job he's done at the start of this one, getting them tyres right into the exact perfect window that he needs. O'Reilly, though, tumbles down the order and has lost out to Silf and Phipps. Bradley Duncan side by side with Townsend at the moment at the start of this race. That's Joseph Bates coming through the pack. Duncan on the outside line at the moment. Has he got the momentum to try and hold it around the outside for the inside line of the next corner? Is he ahead of the Corvette? Not yet, he's not, because Townsend's going to come right back at him. Langley's up into third. Here comes Townsend on the inside of the hairpin, still allowing Brad to have a good run here. Great side-by-side action at the moment from the Corvette and from that Ford Mustang of Bradley Duncan, who now takes the lead of this race. And Bradley Duncan, what a move up the inside. Great job, great start from him. Gray Langley waiting in the wings as well, trying to keep an eye on what he can do. He's being chased by Schaefers at the moment as well. Further down the order a little bit, now Rhys Plavin's on the back of Daniel in the McLaren versus Porsche fight. And as well as Cambrai has got back going but has some significant damage. Jimenez at the back of the pack. What is happening to Wellington? He is well off the pace at the moment. And Wainwright, great to see him make a return. Drive-through penalty though for him. It looks like he's got potentially a stop-go. And can Silf do anything about Jamal Clouden in this race? What about Phipps and O'Reilly? David Storr is in there for good measure as well. Kretesh is just over 1.5 seconds behind. He's coming under pressure here from James Wright, who pulls out. Bit of side-by-side action. James Wright looking to the inside line into turn 1. And sadly can't get that move done. Or has that of Kretesh just gone a little deep? No, he hasn't. Kretesh stays within the limits and manages to hold back onto that position. Fury, Joseph Bates is some 2.5 seconds off the back of the front runners. But Bradley Duncan and Townsend go at it once more. Schaefers has got himself side by side with that of Gray Langley for the final podium spot. A 100-minute race, and we've got 1 hour 37 left to go. So only 3 minutes in, and already Gray Langley coming under some pressure. There's Ben Rook in the background. Lovely looking livery on that of Ben Rook with the Big Apple sponsorship on the just under the rear wing, behind the rear window. As here comes Cambrai to try and overtake these LMGT3s for position. He's got to be patient though. And this is going to be an interesting fight throughout this race here. Ossian is trying to remain on the rear of that of Ryan Fox as we go on board the bonnet camera of Ossian here then. You can see that of Ryan Fox and Royden Stapley just in front. Great camera angles being brought to you today. Ossian looking to do what he can in this race. It's going to be an interesting one for sure to see whether or not they can get the moves done. Phipps lurking on the back with O'Reilly, with Silf, with that of David Storr. James Wright still putting Kretash under pressure. Townsend is putting Bradley Duncan under pressure. And look at this from Schaefer's here. He's just had to drop back behind Langley there, as Langley's now being overtaken by Cambrai. That is for position on the circuit. Remember, Cambrai was in the wall at the start of this race. Good luck all, let's go, says Clarbel. Well, she's saying, good Laura. It's got to be Fox, says Styles. Evening all, Jamie Brazier. Hope you're enjoying your holiday, buddy. O'Reilly and Rook for the winners, says Rob Smith. I don't think that's a good idea for Bradley with energy-saving issues with the Mustang. That's going to be the biggest key tonight, see what energy-saving issues that Mustang might have. But we'll see what happens. Here is Paulo Vieira putting some pressure on the young Benjamin Rook, obviously the ACC Pro Champion at the moment in this series. So can he manage to make a move somewhere? Let's wait and see at the moment. So it's going to be an interesting one, that is for sure, in this race between Paulo Vieira, who had great pace last week at Circuit de la Sarthe. So hopefully now he's going to be able to just creep onto the back of these drivers at this moment in time. And he's already looking to try and put Ben Rook under pressure. Gray Langley still coming under pressure from that of Schaefer's behind. Further down the order then, fight on between Ossian and that of Fox. You've got Zlatnik just in the background also. So it's going to be an interesting fight between Zlatnik and that of the cars around him. Ben Parkey, good evening to you, sir. Great to see you back in the chat. Look forward to seeing you soon as well. Just remembered, Furby says Team Prolapse, Arctic Fox, where is Beefy? Beefy down the back of the pack at the moment. Not sure what happened to him. He's 3.5 seconds off of the back of anybody else. But Ryan Fox coming under pressure here from that of Ossian. And then you've got Zlatnik there as well. So this is going to be an interesting battle to see what plays out in this race at the moment. And we'll see whether or not Ossian is able to get past. Did I notice a certain football badge on that car? I did. I've just noticed the Mansfield Town football badge on the back of Ryan Fox's car, so I might have to drop him a message, possibly being from the Mansfield area where I live. Ryan, if you are listening to the stream or listen back, drop me a message at the end of this race, dude. We'll have a chat, Mansfield Town. Jeez, I didn't think I'd see that on a car. If a certain Dean Wasaki was watching, he'd be absolutely buzzing by now. Ben Parkey, we should get Champ back in. That could be fun. No, thank you, Ben Parkey. Didn't enjoy that the last time we had him in this one. Either way, back to the LMP2 fight. David Silf hasn't let Jamal Clouden go here. And look at this train of LMP2 cars at the moment. Clouden from Silf, from Phipps, O'Reilly, and then Storr. The top 5 just starting to creep away a little bit here in this race. There is Phipps in the shake and bake car. There is Kieran O'Reilly, and there is David Storr in this one at the moment. So great to see so far. Matt Townsend being put under a little bit of pressure now from Gray Langley. I say a little bit of pressure. The gaps on my timing tower said they was a bit closer than what they actually was. This, though, is Langley and Schaefer's, the closest fight I'm seeing on the circuit at the moment in the timing tower. Just looking at other battles, we have got that Ossian and Ryan Fox livery as well in there. Oh, there we go, Ben. You leave him. Oh, yeah, Nicky was telling me actually in a message as well. There we go, Ben. We'll have to meet up and grab a coffee or something. It'll be great to see you back out on the track, though. I can't wait to see the you and Dan Davis rivalry commence once again. As Ossian now just starting to feel a bit of pressure from Zlatnik behind. We've got Chris Privet here. Him and Nauris Plavins actually have been overtaken by Wellington Jimenez, and not sure what has happened to Privet and Plavins, but there is Jimenez at this moment. Very small world, buddy. Zlatnik now really getting onto the rear there of Ossian at the moment. No, not the Stag Styles. Don't start that one in the chat at all. Keep our eyes on this battle in front, though. Look at Kieran O'Reilly at the moment. What pace is he showing in this one so far? Kieran O'Reilly, that is the gap back to David Storr. You see Storr just starting to slowly drop off the rear here. And looking forward at that of Phipps. Clouden still coming under pressure, but it's all going to be about as well that fuel-saving strategy that these drivers will have to make. They're only going to try and want to stop as little as they possibly can in this one. So let's see what they can do in this race. Remember, If you are new to the channel, hit that thumbs up button. If you like what you see here, hit the bell to be notified and subscribe to the channel if you are new. But back to GT3 battle as Langley is gaining on the back now of Townsend here, with Schaefer's putting him under some pressure in this race at the moment. So this is going to be an interesting one to see on what Langley can start to deliver here. There we are with the Design Manchester sponsorship on the rear of the car. Go and check them out in the description below, as well as our beloved sponsor, Big Apple Logistics as well. And let's see if we can get a shot of the Big Apple Logistics logo. They're just where the curve comes on the just either side of the rear window on the Lamborghini. But Ben's pulled away from Daniel. In fact, no, it was Paolo putting him under pressure. So Paolo's dropped back a bit. He's coming under pressure from Townsend. Further back, Ossian still remains under pressure here from Zlatnik. Zlatnik having a look to the outside, coming down in towards... There's even more Stags chat in the comments. Oh no, where you all came from. Ossian, though, manages to fend that one off for the time being. Further forward, though, something has happened to Sylph, because Phipps has dropped a second behind Jamal Clouden, and David Sylph has dropped behind that of James Wright and is coming under pressure now from Joseph Bates. Here goes Joseph Bates towards that inside line into turn number 4. Can he get the move done on Sylph? Sylph, who had a moment at the Circuit de la Sarthe last time out, and through goes Joseph Bates on that of Sylph. So Sylph down into 8th place, but this gives this man, Jamal Clouden, a little bit of respite now as they are starting to approach the back of the Porsche of Wellington. Jimenez, as Zlatnik still putting Ossian under pressure. Further forward, gaps opened up a little bit between Langley and Townsend here. So this is going to be interesting to see what's happening in this race with the LMP2s when they come to lap the traffic in this one a little later on. It's not far away. If you look where the if you look at where Jamal is, let's go back to Jamal a second. He's currently coming down to the final corner. The first pack of cars is that of Zlatnik, who is just going through turn 1. Good evening to Bearded Racing in the chat. So it's not far at the moment. Yeah, the timing tower is only showing the top 8 for some reason. Not quite sure why it is only showing the top 8. But hopefully that one will be... let me just double check to make sure. That's because I've got it on the top 8. There we go. That's better for you. You've got to the full field now. So there you go. Apologies on that one. There's the gaps per intervals as well at this moment in time. And keep your eyes out for that virtual energy in this race. As this is Zlatnik still putting the pressure then onto that of Ossian. And Ossian just as well looking to put some pressure on the car ahead. Ossian having a little look here, you know. He fancies his chances at a little look there, does Ossian. On board with Ryan Fox and see if see how close Ossian's getting here at the moment then. Not too close for now. What else is happening further forward? Vieira gaining onto the back now of Daniel once again. Who is the young man? Fipsy? Not sure. Bearded Racing. Come on, Fox. Close the gap. Says Styles in the chat as well. And this is Paulo Vieira gaining on Daniel towards turn number 1. There you go. The BMW versus the Porsche. And Vieira just patiently waits. Gets the BMW a little more closed up to the Porsche coming through turn 1. Brad's opened the gap up here to that of Townsend. Here's Gray Langley. Running in third, still on the back of him. Schaefer's sticking with him. Benruck not got the pace of the front 4 at this moment in time. Back into LMP2 though. Joseph Bates in the slipstream of James Wright. Him and Sylph and Wright have got past Kretash because Kretash has dropped behind now. And here comes Sylph. Late move up the inside from David Sylph. Can't get the move done there. So Sylph will have to live to fight another day in this one then. Let's just bring up that virtual energy graphic at the moment. And there you can see on that virtual energy, there's a few cars in there that are just running a different strategy here. I think Plavins may have been into the pit lane. Yeah, Plavins has been into the pits. So that's interesting. There's a bit of traffic there. That's Wainwright. Plays into the hands of David Silf. As David Silf now gets to run on Joseph Bates. I think Joe just clipped into the back of Wainwright and through goes Silf. So Silf makes a move back up into P6. Oh, round goes Silf. Round goes Silf. What happened there? And just looked away, changed the camera. And what happened to David Silf there then? Did he lose it under the brake? And I'm just watching it back on the screen next to me. I think he may have tapped the back of the car in front, you know, but Silf has had a nightmare. Phipps now, second place. O'Reilly's tumbled down to fourth. They're starting to put the laps on the other drivers, and Phipps is chasing after Jamal Clouden. That is Stapley they've just put a lap on, and Ryan Fox, and that of Ossian. Ossian's backwards! Has he been hit? I wonder, but Ossian facing the wrong way. Here's Gray Langley now in the race, looking to try and get it as close to Townsend as he can to put him under some pressure. Silf lost it on the power, says Tanner there. It's not what you want to see. As Langley just looked like he had a bit of a moment through turns 4 there. That's really put him off the back of Townsend and has put Schaefer's back onto the rear of him, really onto the rear as well. Schaefer's giving him the hurry-up flash of the lights there. And the traffic starting to already play its toll. Here's Jamal Clouden. This is going to be riding on board with Jamal Clouden then. And you can just see that is the Aston Martin of Phil Hornsby then, who is coming through at this moment in time. Turn number 10. And Jamal will happily put a lap on him, but look at that traffic just ahead of Jamal there in the foreground. That is Anderson, Vieira, Daniel is in that pack as well, and Benjamin Rook also nearly. So interesting bit of traffic at the moment. Jamie Brazier saying that there was a green LMP2 creeping away from that accident, said Jamie. So there we go then. So was that the likes of, I believe it's David Storr, yeah, because he's down the order. Joseph Bates, by the way, is back up into P number 5 as now goes Jamal up, but he's been held a little bit through that mid-corner. That's allowed Phipps to get a bit closer to him. Half a second is the gap. And Phipps looking to make it 2 from 2. Jamal Clouden coming under pressure. Flash of the lights there for Paulo Vieira to stay and hold his line. Phipps may get hauled into turn 1 here. Jamal hadn't got fully past. Phipps tries to dive up the inside. Gets alongside a little bit. Is this going to hurt Phipps through turn 2? No, it does not. So Phipps gets through then. And now Jamal puts the lap onto that of Daniel. He's got Ben Rook next that he's approaching. Phipps has just been held a little bit through that corner once more. Jamal giving Ben the flash of the lights here and the hurry up. This is going to really hold Jamal at the moment through these S's. Ben's got to hold his line. Jamal's gone to the outside line here and manages to get right around the outside. That now holds Phipps up a little bit more. So this is really ebbing and flowing between the two. They've got a bit of breathing space though now until they get to that top 4, where Schaefer's is looking to put the pressure on Gray Langley further down the pack as well. Stapley trying to attack the back of Ryan Fox, but also defend from Zlatnik further back as well. Chris Privet is down in last place of the runners in this race. Plavins is currently down in 16th place. Wellington Jimenez just ahead of him, 1.4 seconds up the road. Wainwright then is some 16 seconds ahead of them. Ossian, oh no, that's Zlatnik. Just going to click on Ossian, and Zlatnik has been in the wall coming out of turn number 8. And Zlatnik has also lost out to Wainwright. So Ossian up into 12th. Royden Stapley 11th. And has Jamal Clouden yet caught up to the pack? Yes, he has. And there's Gray Langley, who he's nearly got into the side of there through the final corner. And that is Langley's also lost out to that of Schaefer's. But Jamal Clouden, they're nearly into the side of Gray Langley. Just as we went on board, they've now got to pass the leaders of Townsend and of that of Bradley Duncan. But now O'Reilly's come back to play. Just reading in the chat as well. Craig Stofford, good evening, buddy. The Momentum boys are doing all right. Wainwright was late into the party to this one tonight, but they're doing all right so far. Here's Townsend then, that Jamal and Phipps are about to put a lap on. Kieran would love to as well, going into the left-hander. Doesn't get the chance to. And now Jamal flashing the lights to that of Bradley Duncan. Oh, he pulls to the left-hand side very late there, does Jamal. And Phipps manages to get the momentum through as well. Bradley just holds his line and Phipps comes flying through. Jamal didn't look that much at ease there, lapping some of the leaders in the LMGT3 class. Stapley now on the back of Fox. Fox going to defend here from Stapley. And let's see what happens then as they come through. But Ryan Fox at the moment doing a good job, looking all right. Tanner Kneebone in the chat saying, I better can tell what Langley is saying right now. I can guarantee, Tanner, me and you both know what Langley is probably saying right now. Crikey, only 10 minutes in, gents. Keep it in your trousers, says that of Cherry Moore in the chat. What a race so far, though. Nicely done. 10 minutes in. We're not actually 10 minutes in. We're 20 minutes in at the moment. There is the grid progress then. Jamal up 1. Phipps up 2. Some of the LMGT3 progress as well. So great to see the pit stops. We know we've seen a pit stop from that of Nauris Plavins. And there then is the virtual energy. We'll again show you the virtual energy of the LMGT3. It's interesting to see that Bradley Duncan's virtual energy looks pretty good at the moment as well. So that's great to see from Bradley Duncan, being able to keep it going the way he is. What's happening further forward? Phipps has got O'Reilly gaining on him. And is losing out just a little bit to Jamal Clouden. Clouden, has he got the fastest lap of the race? Yes, he has. So good to see from Jamal here, trying to bounce back from not the best of Circuit de la Sarthe races. Styles, hold it, Foxy saying, Kneebone in the chat saying, Langley looks like he's lost some pace after getting past. He needs to keep his head. Indeed he does. Through goes another LMP2 car to put a lap on them. And that's another move done for them there. And a good move indeed. Right, back down to Wainwright. He's got himself ahead of Ossian. And Ryan Fox here then. Still just fending off that of Royden Stapley. So interesting to see here from that of Ryan Fox what he's going to be able to do in this race as the race goes on and develops. And as we know with that virtual energy, this is going to be crucial for the drivers here to make sure that they are just being able to keep their eyes on their strategies and what they've got to do. We saw that two-stop, I believe it was last week, for some of the drivers at Le Mans. Might have even been a three-stop, I think. But here, you know, this is going to be interesting to see what the strategy is. Is it a one-stop? Is it a two-stop race? Tanner might be able to give us a bit more of an insight in the chat. But so far, it's been a pretty quiet one. A real quiet one in this one at this moment in time. It's been an interesting race to see what will play out here. We're an hour and 17 left to go. And this is Fox versus Stapley. Stapley's lost out a little bit here. They've got Wainwright only 5 seconds behind them, so he's coming to gain on the pack. Plavins at the back of the pack now by 1 minute 31. Has he been in the pits again here, Nauris? Yeah, Plavins has had to make 2 stops here. So not what Norris would have wanted at all in this race. Phipps coming under pressure from Kieran O'Reilly now, who's actually done a faster lap than Jamal Clouden. So O'Reilly, fastest man on the circuit at the moment. And in the LMGT3 class, it is Bradley Duncan who is the quickest driver on the circuit at this moment in time. Top 4 all within 2/10 of each other in terms of best lap. So pretty good at the moment. This is Kieran O'Reilly though. Joseph Bates trying to gain onto Kretash. Kretash has managed to get back ahead of Sylph Storr and Joseph Bates. Sylph having another poor race here. He's on the back of David Storr actually. Down for 7th and 8th place. As they're coming up to lap Bradley Duncan, the race leader, who's got a pretty comfortable lead at the top of the LMGT3 category here then. This is your LMP2 standings at the moment. That's how it looks. Obviously they don't have the virtual energy. Here comes Storr with Sylph in the slipstream. Storr ahead of Bradley Duncan. And Sylph, nearly into the rear quarter of him there. Down in towards turn 1. Tannen Ebon, 1 stop is the target, hence why Bradley's energy is a bit surprising. Either 2 tyres or none for the GT3s on the stoppers. Sylph got through and losing it out of turn 1. And I think Brad may have just got held up a little bit there as Sylph had a massive moment on his own. And that's put Cambrai back onto the rear. So the drivers trying to get the 1 stop in the bag in this race is the strategy to go. What about in LMP2, Tanner? Can you tell us anything about LMP2 in the chat for strategy-wise for the viewers at home? But at this moment in time, that was a tasty little wiggle there. Well, what a moment. As Cambrai is now on the back of Storr. What's happened to Storr? He's now lost out to Sylph. And Storr's had his own dramas now. And back out front, Phipps is within 0.6 of a second of Jamal Clouden. As they're gaining onto the back of what looks to be Wellington Jimenez. Down in 15th position. And it is Wellington Jimenez. So Jamal Clouden has to negotiate some traffic once again. Jamal just got to be patient through 2 and 3. He's got to wait for that straight for Jimenez to see him coming, and indeed he does. Phipps should get through, so should O'Reilly, who's right onto the back of Phipps in this one at the moment. I need to know if anybody knows in the chat, can I get rid of it where it says trackside camera group 1? Because I cannot find it in the settings at all. But a great little race at the moment. There you can see the front 3 in LMP2. Lovely little battle. Spread out between the top lot in LMGT3. Stapley still trying to put that pressure on Fox, but John Wainwright coming at him as well now. Was Brad collected, says Tanner. That's the interesting question. Yikes, could have been a wreck, says Strangelove. That's funny. I think LMP2 is the same with a 1 stop. I don't know about tyres, though, for the LMP2 cars. And what a race this is turning out to be here at Bahrain at the moment. Real good start to the season at Circuit de la Sarthe, and another fantastic race here at the Bahrain International. This time around, Kieran O'Reilly really putting Phipps, your race winner, at the Circuit de la Sarthe. Dominant win for him with O'Reilly in 2nd place. O'Reilly looking for that 100th podium to go with his 50th pole position. They're putting a lap now onto Nauris, Plavins, and that of Zlatnik. Has Zlatnik made a mistake somewhere then? No. Nauris is a lap down to these guys. And there goes Phipps. O'Reilly might just get held by Zlatnik. No, he doesn't. They all get through nice and easy. And Plavins also gets past Zlatnik there. And Zlatnik only 10 seconds up the road from Wellington Jimenez now. Ryan Fox has been passed by Royden Stapley though. The man with the Mansfield Town badge has been overtaken by Royden Stapley and has got a very, very determined James Wainwright gaining in on the rear. So what will happen in the next coming moments of this race? We'll keep our eye on the leaders on the track map. You can only just see the track map behind the timing tower. Good evening to Yoshi in the chat. Hope you're doing well, buddy. As this is the fight in LMGT3 that we're watching right now. Oh, Fox had a look up into turn 11. Couldn't get it done. Thinks about it again. It's that inside. Going to be on the outside, though, potentially coming through 12. The lead pack coming to the front as well. And Phipps and O'Reilly and Clouden will be charging them down. While these three are having a scrap, this is all for 10th, 11th and 12th. They're going to have the leaders gaining on them in a moment. There are the leaders. Coming down into the final corner. It should be pretty easy for the three LMP2 cars to get past down on the start-finish straight now. Caught them at the exact right moment. There goes Phipps and Jamal and Kieran O'Reilly. Jamal tucks back in to pull out that slipstream. O'Reilly might not get them all done here. And O'Reilly's not going to get them all done. Stapley turns in, gets to the apex. And that puts O'Reilly a little bit off there. But Phipps is within 4/10 of Jamal Clouden. So Phipps is coming here at the moment. Dang it, come on you stag, says Styles in the chat. GT3 timing tower is missing. Nope, we've got the GT3 one on. I'm just changing it between the two when we're viewing different ones, Chris, so don't worry about that. Doing well, says Yoshi. Stothard, Anderson and Hornby battling by much. They're both extremely hungover, says Stothard. Obviously must have been at Cairns' wedding. Possible pit stops, 20-ish minutes, says Tan and Evo. So that's around about the halfway stage of the race, just over the halfway stage of the race as well. So a one-stop, very doable. And again, if we just look at that virtual energy of the LMGT3s. See there that Anderson and I believe Hornby there, the two that's on the lowest energy at the moment. And this is your fight out front so far in the LMP2 battle. Matt Townsend, 3.1 behind Brad Duncan at the moment. Langley's dropped off the back of Schaefer's. Further down the order, Ryan Fox and Stapley have both been overtaken by Wainwright, but Fox has got Stapley back here. Yellow flag, that's Privet, who's been off at turns 3. So Privet has had an off. He's now a lap down to the leaders in LMGT3. He's got Plavins 54 seconds behind. Plavins is running a different stint at the moment. He's going a lot longer into this race due to his 2 pit stops he's made. Stapley trying to put the pressure back onto Ryan Fox here. But just look at this LMP2 fight. 1, 2, 3 for the lead. 1 hour, 8 minutes left to go on the clock. And this has been a great scrap from the front three in this race. What can the drivers do, though, to try and stop Jamal Clouden? Because at the moment, he's led from the start, got ahead of Kieran O'Reilly into turn 1 and hasn't looked back since as Jamal Clouden at this moment. Puts the lap on Hornby, who stays well out the way there. And then they're going to gain on a bit more traffic of these front three. But Phipps is really coming under pressure now from Kieran O'Reilly here. Reminder as well that we are here at week 2 of Bahrain. We head to Monza next week before Spa, Sebring, Japan and Portimao in what has been a fantastic race here at Bahrain. Absolutely brilliant race so far. Gap's just opened up a little bit more. Jamal's just opened that gap up a bit. The front three, by the way, have all done a 48.5 as their fastest laps of the race. Kieran's got the fastest one of all, as they're coming to put a lap on Anderson. O'Reilly will want to try and get up the inside here. Just about gets through. A little bit of hip and shoulder with Anderson there. Drop back down the order. This is the closest fight. Everybody else is over a second behind. So this is the closest fight on circuit at the moment. With an hour, 6 minutes to go. Arctic Fox saying Fipsy is trying to get back to back. And I'm here for it. Let's go, Fipsy. There goes Jamal, putting a lap on Paulo Vieira as they approach into turns 9 and 10. Tanner, Ben Ruck must be having a boring race so far. He's kind of in no man's land, isn't he, at the minute, Ben Ruck? There used to be an onboard telemetry overlay. There isn't anymore, Gordon, sadly. There used to be, though. And sadly, not anymore. The only thing I can do for onboard is load up that for the time being. That's all I could do. But there used to be one, and it was really nice. The old White Cloud, but they got rid of it for the new timing towers, so we can't see that one anymore, sadly. But, and this is the big but at the moment, has Jamal got this race under control? Because he looks to have so far. Back down to LMGT3. Stapley coming under pressure now from that of Ossian. Ossian with a good showing last week in P7 or 8, I think it was. And he's currently down in 13th place, looking to get on the back of P12 here at Bahrain. Wellington gaining on Zlatnik as well. That's only 1.8 seconds for Wellington Jimenez. I don't know what happened to him at the start of this race, but he was way behind. Here we go then. Jamal Cloudham putting a lap on the lonely Ben Ruck in this race. There's Paolo in the background for P7. Sorry, no, it's Daniel in the background for P6. Paolo for P7 in the background as well. But Daniel at the moment, a little bit quicker than Ben Ruck. So is Daniel just starting to creep onto the back of Ben Ruck here then? Yeah, the old one. The old one was brilliant. Sylph in the chat. Sorry, Matt, diffuser damage. Compounding tyre wear killed. Any chance of making it to stop without crashing? Horrific accident, says Sylph. So I believe Sylph has retired from this race. Indeed he has. That is not what Sylph would have wanted in this race at all. Jamal's put the lap on Langley there. There goes Phipps. Jamal now puts the lap as well on that of the Lamborghini. Oh, I've turned the tower off. Thank you, Mike, in the chat. Turn the tower off. There we go. Tower's back on. Here comes Kieran O'Reilly looking around the outside of Phipps into the final corner after they've put their laps on the LMGT3s. A little bit of contact it looked like there. Whatever they've done, that's allowed Langley to get back onto the rear as well of Schaefer's for a podium. But Kieran O'Reilly now, this has relieved some pressure of Jamal Cloudham at this moment in time. And O'Reilly coming under, putting that of Phipps under pressure. Here's Gray Langley then. Coming through that of turn 1 now. As always, go down into the description below and check out our fantastic sponsor, Design Manchester. You can see there on the rear wing for personalised products such as laser engraved gifts, mugs, clothing and much more, including SimPlay Motorsport merchandise. Head out down to the description below as Langley gets the up and under on Schaefer's here. He's going to be on the outside line though, coming into turns 9 and turns 10. Has Gray Langley got enough in the bag to get this move done? No, he hasn't. As well as in the description below, please check out our fantastic sponsor for the LMU series, Big Apple Logistics. You're going to check them out on Facebook as well, specialising in moving plant and heavy machinery worldwide. So go and check them guys out in the description below. No worries, Gordon. We'll have you in the commentary box soon enough, I'm sure. Langley now just starting to once again put some pressure on. Kieran O'Reilly not able yet to get close enough and past that of Phipps. Phipps has got to try and close down Jamal Clouden again here. What else is happening in LMGT3? Not a lot at the moment. Wellington Jimenez has got himself ahead of Zlatnik. So Zlatnik has lost out of position here then. Plavins is gaining on the back of Privet. Privet only 31 seconds up the road and still has to do his pit stop, remember. But it's this battle between Schaefers and Langley that is catching our attention at the moment in time for P3 in the LMGT3 fight here. That was a big lift from Langley. Must be behind his target, says Kneebone in the chat. I don't know if he's going to be behind his target though, because 100-minute race, we're only 10 minutes away from half distance. Again, let's just bring up the LMGT3 virtual energy. There you can see the virtual energy. Now this is the BOP system in place on Le Mans Ultimate. This is what the drivers have to stick to before getting an in-game stop-go penalty. So not given by the stewards, but in-game itself. They have to pit before their virtual energy hits. It's fully empty now. If it says 0 on your screen, they could have 0 point something in the tank, which is fine. But they've got to get to the end on it. And Langley's got 22%, 2% less than the car ahead of him at the moment. So he'd probably want a little bit more breathing room than that. And through goes Schwitzer there. We've lost Silfo from this race. That is a retirement for him. Good evening to Cairns. How was the wedding, buddy? Hope it was all good. Good evening, Benny Varga as well. Ben lost a couple of places and a load of time, says Rob Smith on the timing tower. And he has. He's lost behind Daniel and that of Paulo Vieira. So Benjamin Rook is only just under 2 seconds behind Paulo, but has lost a bit of time here as Ben in his first outing on the LMU season with us. Brad's being caught a little bit now by Townsend. And them to a 10 seconds clear of Schaefers and Langley out front. Langley possibly just lifting and coasting a little bit more. O'Reilly. What has happened to Jamal? Jamal has dropped down to P3. Oh, that is a bit of a corner cut there. As he tries to pass the LMGT3. Jamal needs to be more patient. That could have been an incident there from Jamal Clouden. No doubt he'd have picked himself up a track limit penalty there as well. Just got to be a little bit more patient as Jamal Clouden there. It looked like it was nearly going to be an incident with the Porsche. And Kieran O'Reilly now trying to put the pressure back on Phipps here. Benny Vargas came to support M. Plava. What a guy. Plava back on the SimPlay track once again. Great to see him back. Langley put in that of Schaefers under pressure for that podium spot. Ben Rook gaining on Vieira. Anderson 2 seconds behind Rook. Here comes Langley. Can't do anything about it at the moment. Ossian putting Ryan Fox under some pressure now as well. There is Ryan Fox. That gap's just under a second. So Ryan Fox will be keen to just keep his eyes on what Ossian's doing behind. Bit naughty that corner cut, to be fair. He should know better, says Mike in the chat. I assume that's back to the Jamal Clouden one. Yeah, indeed, he should have shake and bake, says Bearded Racing. Just feels like there that whatever Jamal has done to lose the lead of that race, it was just pushing a little too hard there, nearly causing an incident with the Porsche. And Ossian gaining on the back here then of the BMW M4. Ossian gets a great run just into the back of the M4 a little bit there of Ryan Fox. And Edwards almost making the move into turn 9. Has he got the run out of 10 though? Tuck's back in behind, so no he hasn't at the moment. Ossian waiting once again, but looking to climb up into P11 after clearing Royden Stapley. What a race this is turning out to be already. Ossian now up the inside of 11, makes the move stick, he's got through. Ossian. Horn Edwards moves up into P11. Cracking move that from the young man. Schaefer's still defending from Langley. And look at this fight in LMP2. Still the three of them go battling on as they come up to the lapped car of Wellington Jimenez. Clouden just has to patiently wait. Now O'Reilly stays in Plover's slipstream for as long as he can. Now Clouden into Plover's slipstream. Pulls out. Should get him before the last corner. Should Clouden? Yes, he does. And once again, just loses a couple of tenths. But Kieran O'Reilly is really in the slipstream now with Phipps coming down the start-finish straight. Is this Kieran O'Reilly about to make a move? That's Royden Stapley just up in front to put a lap on. Jamal Clouden. Where is Clouden gone? I think Jamal is in the pit lane. He's in the garage. He's in the garage. What has happened to Jamal Clouden? Here comes Kieran O'Reilly. Sir James Wright is now on the podium. Something has happened to Jamal. And O'Reilly looking to the outside line. Has he got enough of the move done? Still on that outside line. Just about got enough there. No, he hasn't anymore as they gain on Fox and Edwards to put a lap on these two now. Well, the duel in the desert is kicking off here as they wait for Oshin to exit turn 10. O'Reilly still sticking to the back of him as they come down towards what's happened to Cambrai here. He's just a lap down to Clouden. Clouden is in the pits. I don't think he's out this race, so I'm wondering if Clouden's had a bit of a game crash on the PC. I know he's been saying that when it's a bit warmer in the country, the PC's just struggling a little bit. So Clouden will be hoping to get back out there. Langley trying to put that pressure back onto Schaefer's. Ben Ruck coming now onto Paulo Vieira. Come on, Fipsy. Foot rubs on the podium. Says the bearded racing crew in the chat. Great start to the night here. We are roughly 40 minutes in. We are 44 minutes in. 46 minutes in, sorry. 54 minutes left on the clock. So we're approaching that halfway stage in 4 minutes. So when are we going to start to see the pit stops taking effect? Here comes Langley, look, gaining a little bit more on that of Schaefer's. And O'Reilly now under pressure. He's lost the rear. Into the final corner. Kieran's pushed it too hard. That'll really have hurt his tyres. Sorry, that's coming into turn 4, not the final corner. And has that just handed Phipps the win? Kieran O'Reilly too hard, pushing the car. Gray Langley getting the blue flag. That is David Storr, who's about to put another lap on the LMGT3. Fury is slow. Why is Fury slow? He's in the pit lane. So Joseph Bates in for his stop here then. It's just over the halfway stage. And Phipps now has a 5-second lead here. But Langley really trying to get close to Schaefer's as they head towards turn number 4. Oh, snap, says Jerry Moore in the chat. Indeed it was. It was a bit of a snap from Kieran O'Reilly. Langley getting a little bit closer there out of turn 4. And Schaefer's doing the job he needs to do at the moment. There is Gray Langley. Ben Ruck gaining on the rear of Paulo Vieira here then. There's Gareth Anderson for P8 in the background. Vieira 12 seconds off the back of Daniel. Vieira had a great race at the Circuit de la Sarthe last week. Oshin slowly creeping in on the back of Hornsby as well. So see what they can do as we do approach the halfway stage. Jamal back out on track. And Joseph Bates as well coming down pit lane. He's just come through turn 1. So Jamal is back out on track. He's a lap down to the leaders, as is Fury. And Jamal now will be trying to get that lead lap back. He's only 15 seconds off the back of Cambrai for his championship at the moment. What has happened to Langley then? He's lost 1.7 seconds. And Ben Rook here side by side with Paulo Vieira. Ben Rook will have the inside line going into 11. Doesn't need it. He's got the move done. Great little move that from Benjamin Rook. Through he goes. Energy, says Tanner. Well, there is the LMGT3 energy. And Langley's got 2% less than the car in front. Has he got enough to do one more lap? I'd imagine so. Langley will know that he has. He'll be able to see that he's got enough for one more lap. So Langley's going on for one more. And then we'll be at the halfway stage of the race. That's Kieran O'Reilly coming out the pits right in between Langley and Schaefer's there. As Paulo Vieira hasn't given up on this one of Ben Rook. And in fact, I think wanted to come into the pits. Yes, he did. So Vieira in. Anderson in as well. So what does Wainwright do now then? So we're starting to see the pit stops. Halfway through this race, the pit stops are starting to happen. Who's that in the background going side by side? I believe, is it James Wright? It was, with Joseph Bates, who he's putting a lap on. Kretash also a lap down at the moment. But obviously Joe is just pitted. Wright hasn't yet. Kretash is a lap down. Is Kretash pitted actually here? Let's take a look. Yeah, Kretash is pitted as well. So it is just the top three who are yet to pit in this race at the moment. So what a race we're seeing so far. We've only had the one retirement of David Silf. But let's keep our eyes. Where's Bradley Duncan? Brad's going one more. Townsend into the pits. What does Schaefers and Langley do here then? Just over the halfway stage of the race. Langley's going to box. Schaefers is going to go one more here. So undercut potentially for Townsend and Langley. What does Daniel decide to do? Is he going to pull it into the pits? He is indeed. Ben Rook. Vieira, we know, is already pitted. So is Plava. Zlatnik, I believe, is in the pits. Yes, he is. Chris Privet, not yet in. Ryan Fox. He's just came out right on the rear of Ossian here. So them two still going at it. Hornsby, I believe, has been into the pits. Let's just take a look at the LMGT3 pit stops. So you can see who's pitted in that one as well. Is Stapley going to come in, I wonder? Did Ben Rook come in? Yes, Ben's in. Wainwright's still in. Jimenez is coming to the final corner. So let's see what Jimenez Stapley do. Although did Stapley just pit? No, Stapley's coming down to the back part of the circuit now. And Anderson pitted a lap ago. Where's Bradley Duncan at this moment? About to be lapped. Andrew Phipps into the pits. Right into the pits. Kieran O'Reilly, who went for that undercut. Don't think he's going to get it on Phipps after his spin. Clouden as well didn't manage to unlap himself. Neither did Cambrai. Jamal's only 2 seconds behind Cambrai here. Wright is coming out the pits. Here comes Kieran O'Reilly. Wright has got the McLaren of Privet, who's just coming into his pit box. And here comes Kieran O'Reilly then, who goes past him. And he's 12 seconds now behind Phipps. O'Reilly's tyres will be up to temperature a bit quicker though. Jimenez. Wainwright's leaving his pit box now. There's Jimenez. Paulo Vieira coming down the start straight. Ben Rook on the track. Anderson's up to 6th. There's Daniel. Where's Bradley Duncan? He's in the pits. Schaefer's in the pits. Where's Matt Townsend then? Coming through turn 11 now. Tanner, it's the difference in needing to save an extra lap in their second stop. O'Reilly may have taken tyres. I'm not surprised there, Tanner, to be fair, based off the spin he had. Really not surprised. Brad has not yet got going. And here comes Townsend here then. Brad starts to pull away now. How close to the pit exit is Brad? Because here comes Townsend. 217 kilometres per hour compared to Brad's 60 kilometres per hour. I think Townsend's going to lead this race. Bradley Duncan just off the limit. Matt Townsend does lead here at the Bahrain International. Did Langley manage to jump Schaefer's? No, he has not, by a long margin. So did Schaefer's take tyres? That could be huge if he hasn't. Horn Edwards has lost out to Ryan Fox, so Oshin has got that work to do again. Jimenez putting Stapley under some pressure now. Plavins has got past Privet. He's going to try and look to catch Zlatnik, who's 22 seconds up the road. Jamal Clouden gaining on the back of Cambrai here. 4P7 and 8 in the LMP2 category. Got a bit of traffic they're gaining on as well. That is Hornsby. And is Jamal going to pit? Yes, Jamal is pitting. So Jamal into the pits. And that puts to bed any of the LMP2 fights. Back down to Ryan Fox, who's got Horn Edwards right behind him once again. And Oshin looking each way he can to try and get through. He's going to look up the inside. Is he here? Coming down into the final corner. No, backs out of that. Tucks back in behind. It's a good racing from these two. They've been at it for a while. Fox been on the back foot for a lot of this race, but has defended really well at the moment. And Drive Mad saying, I don't believe Fipsy is P1. Man isn't sober in the chat. Well, welcome in, Drive Mad. Langley must have had a shocking outlap on cold tyres. He has to have had. There is no way his outlap there has gone according to plan. The gap from Langley to P3 is at 19 seconds. Brad has lost 7 seconds as well to Townsend. So what a lap Townsend did. The undercut worked for him and didn't work for Langley at all. Unless Schaefer's just didn't take tyres, and Langley may have done. Oshin really putting Ryan under some pressure here. Clouden's pretty much got a whole lap to gain on Cambrai. Clouden just here to take 8th place points. Remember, drop scores take shape next week on the tables. So drop scores will be in place for next week. You have to feel for Jamal Clouden, though. If he did have that disconnection, you have to feel for him. It was not what he wanted at all. At the moment, Ryan Fox doing exactly everything he needs to do at the moment. Rob Smith, what's the time difference in taking tyres? 15 seconds for 2, 20 seconds for 4. There's blue flags fly. There's one of the LMP2 cars. I believe that is David Storr. Joseph Bates running P5 at the moment, so he's having a good showing so far. And Ryan Fox just being able to put a bit of breathing space now behind between himself and Oshin, just while that LMP2 come past. Ossian's still there, though. Having a look round the outside. Jimenez is gaining. Jimenez has got past that of SimPlay in the background. So going well so far in this battle at the moment. We have only lost David Sill from the race so far. Ryan Fox, though, has had a good day of defending at the moment. Not really seen him on the aggressive. Gray and Brad aren't catching enough to justify tyres right now. They're not at all, but will they be in 20 minutes' time? That's the question. Brad is slowly chipping away. Gap's under 7 seconds. Landy's got the gap down actually under 19 seconds now, so they're slowly chipping away. But that's the problem. They've got to justify taking the tyres here. Looking back at Ossian, because you'll be able to see Wellington Jimenez on the back of him. There he is. So Wellington Jimenez, Ossian Edwards, and Ryan Fox. Porsche, Lexus, BMW. Oh, late on the brakes goes Jimenez there. Not quite into the back of Ossian, but any closer, and he would have spun him around. Here comes the leader, Phipps, who's going to try and... He's got to just be patient here as Phipps. He's going to lose a bit of time, but he's just got to be patient. Play that patient game. Up the inside of Jimenez he's going to go. Ossian runs deep as to not run into the back. Oh, wiggle there for Wellington Jimenez. That's put him off the back of Ossian at the time being. Up the inside into 9 and 10 goes Phipps. That puts Ossian as Fox lost momentum. Ossian ran a little wide. Shake and bake, baby, says Drive Mad in the chat. Don't forget, if you are new to the channel, do hit that subscribe button. We'd love to try and get to 1,300 subscribers by the end of this season. We only need 38 more. So tell your friends and family. Come in the chat. Come and check out this fantastic LMU race here at SimPlay Motorsport. And maybe one day we can dream of having a co-commentator with us in the chat to bring you some of the action as well. But for now, this is the race that we've got in store. LMP2's nobody really close enough. Kieran's lost time to Andrew Phipps. And this is your closest fight on track at the moment. Brad's got the gap down to 5.2 seconds now to Townsend. So is this now the time where the tyres are just starting to take effect a little bit more? Further down the order, Plava gaining on Zlatnik here. There is Plavins. There is Zlatnik. But still that closest fight. This is Wellington Jimenez. This is his view on board of the Lexus and the BMW in front. And I'm sure he's going to want to just try and be a nuisance as Ossian looks for a move up the inside. No can do that. Stothard in the chat, you're too good at commentating, mate. Thank you very much. It'd be nice to be able to pause and have a drink once in a while and not leave some dead. Here is Ossian, dives up the inside, and Wellington might get the pair of them. They're 3 wide on the exit. Ossian is in the middle. Ryan Fox in the BMW on the left-hand side. Jimenez on the outside coming into turn 9. Fox somehow stays in front, and they all stay as they was. But Ossian with a late lunge up the inside on Ryan Fox. That really opened the door for Wellington, who just could not get the traction out the corner. And now Ossian goes on the defensive from Wellington Jimenez here. And in the background, you can see the leader of Townsend and Bradley Duncan about to put a lap on SimPlay then. Jimenez and Ossian side by side through 11 and 12. Great bit of racing from the two. Jimenez now up into P12. Ossian just follow him through at the moment. Ossian's quicker than Fox. And Jimenez quicker than the pair of them. Wainwright's within a second now of Paulo Vieira. We'll check that one out in a moment. Langley's just coming towards that. Dipping into the 14 seconds behind Schaefer's. Brad's 4.6 off the lead now. So if they took tyres, that may have been the right strategy call for the pair of them. And a great bit of racing there between these three. But Jimenez now is the man to watch out for. As that is James Wright on the podium, coming to put a lap on Ossian and Wellington and Fox. Wellington now right in the slipstream of the BMW. Thinks better of it though, heading into turn 4. Fox didn't get the best exit and Wellington tries to gain closer to him as they come through. Can't do anything through there though. Ossian's just dropped off the back of them ever so slightly here. Wellington to the outside line, looking for that up and under. Has he got it done? No, he hasn't. You're saying in chat that Horn Edwards is absolutely awful, but what for? I've seen nothing wrong at the moment. It's Jamal coming through to put a lap on Jimenez and Ryan Fox. That's just cost Jimenez a couple of tenths. Horn Edwards racing aggressively, but done nothing wrong at the moment. Rubbing his racing. Love to see a bit of aggressive racing. I don't think he's overstepped the mark so far. But I mean, if you'd like to elaborate on what you mean by that, then let me know. But at the minute, I think he's done a splendid job. There goes Jimenez, then he's got the run underneath out the final corner. And is this the move that Wellington needed down the start-finish straight? He crashed into Fox multiple times. He's not crashed into him and past him. He's made contact, yes. Which it's aggressive racing, but he's not spun him round. He's not pushed him off the track. It's aggressive racing, but I'm all for aggressive racing. You're allowed a bit of contact. It's not like you see tin top cars not make contact with each other. By all means, if Fox feels like he needs to put a ticket in, the stewards will look at this after the race as Jimenez moves up the order. But yeah, it's been aggressive from Ossian, but I wouldn't necessarily say it's been in a bad way. Brad now 4.5 seconds off the back of Townsend. Langley's got the gap down nearly into the 12-second mark to Schaefer's. So Langley at the moment just starting to claw his way back in here on Schaefer's. 33 minutes left on the clock though. There's John Wainwright trying to gain on Paolo. Ben Rucker's got himself ahead of Gareth Anderson. So Ben Rucker's moved up the order a little bit more. And Brad now just dipping under 4 seconds to that of Matt Townsend. All these tyres now just starting. Because Townsend was a few seconds behind Brad. And Schaefer's was only a second or two up the road from Langley. So they have been gapped massively. I just wonder if they've taken tyres in this race. And if they haven't, is this about to tell us a story here in this one? There's the timing tower in the top of your corner. Matt Townsend, look, last lap was a 2:01.4. And for Bradley Duncan, his last lap was a 2:01.5. So maybe not. But the gap is coming down here. And that's the interesting thing we've got to keep our eyes on. 3.8 seconds that gap as Townsend's about to put a lap on Ossian and that of Ryan Fox. He'll get Ossian here. He probably won't get Ryan Fox. Not a lot happening in LMP2 at the moment. This is your race leader, Andrew Phipps, once again. Kieran O'Reilly some 8 seconds behind. James Wright in 3rd place. Kritish is in P4. Joseph Bates is P5. David Storr P6. 7th for Cambrai and 8th for Clouden. Matt Townsend leads in LMGT3 from Bradley Duncan. Schaefer's P3 from Gray Langley in 4th place. Daniel is P5 from Ben Rook. Gareth Anderson in P7 from Paulo Vieira in 8th. Wainwright is P9 from Hornsby. Then it's Wellington Jimenez in 11th. Ryan Fox P10. 12, sorry. He's just been lapped by the leader. Horn Edwards P13 from Stapley 14th. Zlatnik 15th. Plavins. And then Chris Privet. We've lost David Silf from this race. And still the closest fight on circuit is now actually Gareth Anderson and Paulo Vieira. Ossian and Fox still going at it. We'll keep our eyes on that. Rob Smith, O'Reilly catching also since the pit stops. Not massively though. Gap still over 8 seconds. Langley's nearly got the gap down to that 10-second mark here. So for Gray Langley, with 30 minutes to go, he's just chipping away. Brad's got the gap nearly into that 2-second mark as well. So Brad coming at Townsend here. It was really sad to see Townsend have them wheel problems last week at the Circuit de la South. And we know Brad's not here for the full season, so Brad's going to want to try and take as many points as he possibly can. This is Paulo Vieira and Wainwright on the back of Gareth Anderson. Here goes Wainwright then. Looking to the inside line of Vieira. Backs out of it slightly there. And just waits to go again. Nice and easy for Wainwright at the moment. Just patiently waiting to get through. And he's the third place man, just putting another lap on the GT3s there of Wainwright as they come into the final corner. Jamal Clouden just in the background as well, so he should easily clear some of this traffic coming down the start-finish line here. Styles saying, come on, Fox. And Arctic Fox Beefy finally in 11th place. Jamal there just puts the lap on Vieira. The gaps there splits him and Anderson. And Anderson allowing Jamal to get through. O'Reilly's got the gap down to 5.5 seconds. Brad is only 2.5 seconds behind. Langley 10.5 seconds behind. What's happening in the Ossian Ryan Fox battle? They're still pretty much as they was. But Wainwright started to put the pressure from the back of the grid with a drive-through penalty at the start as well. Wainwright has been fantastic. Really has been fantastic here as Wainwright. From the back of the pack. Vieira though getting closer, getting ever so close. So is Ossian once again. Brad's got the gap down to 2.3 at the moment. Gareth Anderson, though, trying to fend off BM versus BM. As Anderson turns into turn 11. Vieira backed out of it. And they carry on their way at the moment. Great little race so far, this. Says Vieira got a run here. No, I don't think he has. He might just have a car alongside. Bit of a wiggle for Vieira under the braking. And Anderson stays in front for now, but is this allowed Wainwright to have a run? No, it hasn't at the moment. This is a great little fight. Here comes John Wainwright now, down into the final corner, up the inside of Paulo Vieira. And Wainwright moves through once again. Horn Edwards getting close to the back now of Ryan Fox coming into turn 10. Bradley Duncan's got the gap down to 2 seconds to Matt Townsend. So he's on a charge. Gray Langley 10 seconds behind at the moment. And Kieran O'Reilly in LMP2. Only 5 seconds off the back of Andrew Phipps. So he's starting to close in a little bit more. Back to the Anderson and Wainwright fight now then. With Paulo Vieira. Ossian still behind Ryan Fox at the moment further back. 26 minutes left on the clock. Yeah, Anderson does seem a lot more comfortable in the M4 this week, Cherry Moore, you're right. And couldn't agree more, Lee. I think that Phipps is going to be on for a fight at the end of this race. O'Reilly down to 4.6 seconds as Vieira there, I thought, was having a little look. That is Kretish, who's about to put a lap on these three. Patiently wait behind a little bit here. Anderson's gone a little wide on exit. That's allowed Wainwright to get the run. And Wainwright gets the up and under. He's up into 7th place now. So John Wainwright from the back of the grid is up into 7th. Here comes Gareth Anderson back at him though. Up the inside at turn 11. Side by side while the LMP2 tries to put a lap on them. Vieira is still with them both as well. Great little scrap this, all for 7th place. And Wainwright now looks like he's finally got that gap put to bed. Langley's under 10 seconds to Schaefer's here. And Brad's under 2 seconds. So we could have a fight for the podium, a fight for the lead in LMGT3. We've got this fight for P8 now between Vieira and Anderson. We've got the fight between Horn Edwards and Fox. And we could have the fight for the race lead in LMP2 as well between Phipps and O'Reilly. 24 minutes left. There's Matt Townsend. And they're just in the rear. You saw Bradley Duncan, who is on a mission at the moment. Back to Paulo Vieira, though, who has got up the inside at turn 1. Anderson tries to come back at him. Doesn't get the traction out of turn 1. And Paulo Vieira gets through once again. Has Anderson got enough to come back at him? The battle for 8th place. Wainwright has started to pull away now. And Anderson sends one up the inside. And Gareth Anderson, the number 95, has he got the job done? Still going at it through the S's. Gareth Anderson now has to settle behind Vieira and chase him down once again. Big send from Anderson. Gone a little deep. Doesn't get the traction. Still there though. Still side by side. We'll have the inside line into 9 and 10 for Anderson here. And Gareth Anderson gets the place back. Lovely move, lovely bit of driving. Oh, he's gone deep again out of turn 10 and Vieira gets through once more. So Vieira too busy chopping and changing his line from right to left on the circuit that Anderson just sent one right up the inside. Ryan Fox has lost out now to Ossian. Back comes Ryan Fox at Ossian here then. And Ossian covers that one off lovely. Langley down under 9 seconds. And look at this for the lead of this race. Bradley Duncan putting pressure onto the rear of Matt Townsend at the moment. The Corvette starting to feel the pressure. Didn't Matt get the breathalyzer out before the race? Some driving under the influence. Tickets going in, says Cherry Moore. I'm not a steward for this one, Cherry. So you're all right there. As through comes the leader in the LMP2 category. That's just held him a little bit. O'Reilly's got the gap down under 3 seconds. And Bradley Duncan here might fancy his chances at back-to-back race wins. It wasn't the second pole he'd have wanted. But he'll fancy his chance at the race win here for sure. Bit of a correction there. Jimenez just in front. Looked like he was wiggling a little bit there, was Jimenez. There goes Kieran O'Reilly. 3 seconds the lead gap in LMP2. And what a race this is turning out to be in this one. Ossian finds himself side by side again with Ryan Fox down into turn 1. Can Ossian get it stopped and turned in? Yes, he can. Fox goes with him. And Ossian up into P12 now. Good little move, that. Brad's just lost a bit of time, but I don't think Bradley's going to worry about this too much. Knows he's got the car underneath him to win this race. Gap out front in LMP2, 2.5 seconds from Phipps to O'Reilly. Langley's got the gap down to 7.2 seconds as well. Ryan Fox still within a second of Horn Edwards. The traffic has really played its part in this race today. Really has been an interesting race to see what the drivers can get out of this one. And through goes Phipps on Hornsby. Sorry. Been a really interesting race, this one. To see it play out and see it develop the way it has. Run through of the leaders so far in the final 20 minutes. Phipps leads from Kieran O'Reilly. James Wright is second place from Kretish. Joseph Bates down in P5. Good result this will be for Joseph Bates. Seems to be getting better week after week, does the young man. Obviously back on the SimPlay platform after a few years out. David Storr P6 from Jochen Cambrai. And Jamal Clouden 55 seconds behind him. I don't think Jamal's going to gain any more than P80 at 55 seconds in 19 minutes is a big ass. Matt Townsend leads by just under a second from Bradley Duncan in this race. 26 seconds back is that of Vince Schaefer's. And there's Greg Langley, 6 seconds behind him in this race. Daniel is 23 seconds behind Langley in P5. 7 seconds behind him is Ben Rook. Running at a similar pace, these two are. Wainwright, 14 seconds off the back of Ben in P7. And it's Paulo Vieira who's 4 seconds behind him. Gareth Anderson a further 5 seconds back behind Vieira in P9. P10 for Phil Hornsby, 20 seconds off the back of Anderson. With Wellington Jimenez, 11 seconds off the back of Hornsby in 11th. Ossian just got over a second to Ryan Fox in 12th and 13th. And then it's Royden Stapley P14, Daniel Zlatnik in P15. Nauris Plavins is P16. And then Chris Privet down in 17th place. The only driver we've lost from today's race is David Silf. And O'Reilly has the gap down to 1.8. It got down to there. And Brad is also incoming. Brad looks on a mission here. There you can see out the very big windscreen of the Ford Mustang. Did you miss anything? Commentary, Matt, more than anything. But no, you've missed a really good race, to be fair. Stothard, some great battles. Front tyres are gone, says Gareth Anderson. Jimenez chipping away, but Matt ran out of time as Bradley Duncan here. Closing in. Yellow flag on the circuit. Not sure where. It was Hornsby who's off. And here comes the two LMP2s. That's P3 who's got through. Brad moves back onto the racing line to allow Jamal some extra space on the inside. And Jamal's going to back out of that one and allow Brad back through at the moment. Not trying to fight that one too hard. Nauris Plavins holding his line, knowing that the LMP2 cars are coming through. But he's also got the race leader in LMGT3, who is just being held a little bit here by that of Nauris Plavins. And Bradley Duncan's right on the rear of him. Maybe a little kiss of the bumper there for Bradley Duncan. Townsend getting frustrated, but Plavins hasn't got to move out the way of him. It is down to the lead cars to lap the traffic. Brad looks up the inside. Little bit of a corner cut there for Bradley Duncan. Jamal Clouden now will try and put the lap on the pair of them. Bradley tucks back in, yields that place. Doesn't want to overtake off the track at the moment. And Nauris Plavins still there. O'Reilly's within a second now of Phipps. Langley within 5.5 of Schaefer's as well. So in the final 16 minutes of this race, it is all starting to happen here. And still Townsend continues to flash Plavins, but Plavins does not have to move out the way. He just has to hold his line. He can choose to stay out the way, and he does there. And Townsend has now got Bradley Duncan right on the rear of him at the moment. And Bradley Duncan at the minute and really starting to put the leader under some pressure. O'Reilly within 0.8 of Andrew Phipps. That's how close that battle is. Any other battles developing? Ryan Fox is still with Ossian at the moment. Still trying to get through. Hornsby's in the pits. So they both gain an extra place here from Hornsby as well. So that'll allow Stapley possibly through. And maybe Zlatnik. But I doubt now is Plavins. Matt Townsend then under immense pressure at the moment from that of Bradley Duncan. Bradley looking for back-to-back race wins here on a Le Mans Ultimate. And he's going to try absolutely everything he can in his power to get through. The youngster of Bradley Duncan is only here for one more week, sadly. I'm sure Townsend will miss the battle with Bradley that he's had in the last 2 races. It's been absolutely phenomenal. And Bradley Duncan just starting to put the Corvette under even more pressure. This has been a phenomenal race between the two of them. From 2-0 late, says Tanner. Not sure. It's the only thing to catch someone. It's one thing to catch someone, it's another to pass. Tanner, you could not be more right than that, quoting the great man Murray Walker. Wonder if he's trying to force a mistake. I think Brad's on better tyres. That's my wonder here, because he's caught Townsend in no time. Langley within 3.6 of Schaefer, still with 13 minutes on the clock. O'Reilly within 9/10. Has Cambrai... No, he's still going. Has he had a mistake, though? Because it's saying Cloudon's 1.1 behind, so I think Cambrai has made a mistake and has gone a lap down to David Stork. So Jamal Cloudon here might be on for another position and a few more points as well. Back to the battle out front. Brad's just got to play this smart and find an opportunity where Townsend is weak. Hornsby did lose out to Stapley and Zlatnik. Stayed ahead of Plavins and Privet. Brad isn't really like that type of driver. He's going to force the issue and pace under braking, most likely. France are 2 up. Thank you, Tanner. Couldn't hold a candle to Duffin in the comms box, but if you wanted jokes and chaos, I'm available. Maybe next week, Craig. As we head to Monza next week, should I say. O'Reilly on the back of Phipps. They're going to split. They're splitting Daniel. And O'Reilly looking up the inside of the Porsche and of Andrew Phipps. The race leader in LMP2, Kieran O'Reilly, being squeezed as much as he can be. And somehow Phipps stays in front here. What a fight for the overall lead of the race. For the lead in LMP2. And for the chance of Kieran O'Reilly to close that gap to Phipps in the championship. With 5 races left on the calendar. Absolutely immense battle that between them two there. Bradley Duncan within 0.2 of Matt Townsend. Langley's got within 2.5 seconds of Schaefer's for 3rd place. So it is all happening here at the Bahrain International Circuit. As Brad pulls out to have a look, thinks of sending one bit of contact. And Brad forces Townsend off the road. Slows down, lets Townsend keep that position, he does. And Brad will have to try once again. On the route up to turn 4, Brad to the outside line of Townsend. Is this going to be his chance around the outside of the Corvette? Little later on the brakes for Bradley Duncan. The Corvette of Townsend hangs on in there at the moment. We saw this at the start of the race though. Brad being squeezed by the Corvette, stays within the track limits. Brad back on the inside line, just doesn't have enough there to get through. What a battle this is. And Wellington Jimenez trying to unlap himself in the background, waiting in the wings. Back to the LMP2s. Gap's just opened up a little bit. We'll go back to the leaders. Oh, another send from Brad. Bit more contact. Brad has a wiggle. Townsend with a flash of the lights. It's now a drag race down towards the start finish, down towards turn 11. And who's coming out of this one on top? Bradley Duncan. Is he going to yield that place back once again? Think he does. Yes, he has. Still fighting though with Townsend incredibly hard at the moment. Langley's now within a second of Schaefer's for third. Brad up the inside at turn 12. Doesn't get the run out the corner. Can't do anything about it. What a race this is turning into. The lead of both the podium in LMGT3 as well. Just check on O'Reilly and Phipps. 0.6 of a second that gap. Langley's within 0.7. There he is. But the lead in LMGT3 is Bradley now on the inside of Townsend. Down in towards turn 1 they go. What an absolutely crazy race and battle we're seeing here. Late on the brakes goes Bradley Duncan into the lead of LMGT3. With 9.5 minutes on the clock, Bradley Duncan gets through and takes the lead. The yellow flags fly somewhere. They've got back going now, whoever it was. Here comes Townsend back at Brad into turn 4. Townsend on that inside line. Alongside Bradley Duncan he goes once again. What a crazy fight between the two of them. Brad squeezing Townsend everywhere he can. Townsend has that inside line, but Brad's still there. Gets the better run. Bit more contact. Brad will have the inside line now for 9 and 10. And is this Townsend about to send one back up the inside of Bradley Duncan? No, he doesn't. Absolutely fantastic from the pair of them. And it isn't done yet. It is far from done yet. Langley has got the lead in LMP2. That's not helped Kieran O'Reilly out at all. But it might help Langley through turn 10. Brad looks like he's got a bit of a buffer now over Townsend. Has Townsend got anything left in the tyres to come back at Bradley Duncan here? I'm going to argue that he doesn't have. Schaefer's still trying to fend off Langley in this race. Langley can smell that podium. Further down, Ryan Fox and Ossian still going at it. Having an incredible race in this one. What's happened to Ben Rook? He's back. Oh, Ben's got big damage. He's got no rear wing. That's Hornsby back in the pits as well. Saplava gains an extra pace. Can Privet get past Hornsby, but Ben Rook, big damage to his car there. And not the way you would have wanted this one to go. Brad's got a second between himself and Townsend. Langley now trying to get onto the rear of Schaefer's. This has been a battle of the ages here. It really has been absolutely fantastic to watch. And Langley now trying to put that pressure back on. Ryan Fox still there with Ossian. Benruck is going once again. He's lost out to Zlatnik, loses out to Stapley as well. Plovin some 37 seconds back. Hornsby yet to get moving. And into the pits once again comes Privet. Out front now. Phipps just 1.2 ahead now of Kieran O'Reilly. Joseph Bates is the car he's about to put a lap on. What an incredible battle we're seeing here, though. Absolutely fantastic. Townsend's not done yet. He's not dropped without a second. So he's still there. Still wanting to put that pressure on him is Townsend. I just don't think he's got enough left in the car. But what does Langley have in the car? That's going to be the biggest question. Chris has been a little quiet in the chat tonight. Not heard from Chris as much tonight in this one. And has Langley in this race got enough in the tank to get past Schaefer's? Now Brad has gone over the second mark gap now. Ryan Fox still coming back at Ossian here. It's a great SimPlay Lexus livery, Arctic. Indeed it is. Imagine if Beef had one for the Porsche and, you know, and Brad had one for the Ford. It'd be even better. So here comes Ryan Fox having a bit of a look. They're going to let the third place car of James Wright through to lap them. And Fox now looking on the outside. Wright trying to go around the outside of the pair of them. Nearly squeezing each other. Could be a great move from Fox. Contact with Ossian. Ossian's around. In the wall he goes. Gets it back going. Where is Zlatnik? Nowhere near at the moment. And Gray Langley starting to get closer to Schaefer's now. The link for the Discord, Ruth, is that what you're asking for? I can send you the link to the Discord now. There's the link to the Discord, Ruth, and if you want the link to the Sim Grid to be a part of anything here at SimPlay Motorsport, there you go as well. Has Gray Langley got the momentum out the final corner? Here he comes. Is this his opportunity to get ahead? Gray Langley really trying to put the pressure on. Kieran O'Reilly needs something's happened to Phipps. I'm just noting on the timing tower. Phipps is 8 seconds off the back. What has happened to Phipps in this race? He's dropped 8 seconds off the back of Kieran O'Reilly. Clouden moves up to 7th place as well. But back to Gray Langley. The fight in GT3 has been immense. Langley's going on the inside. With 3 minutes to go, he's gone deep. Oh, he's lost the rear and into the side of Schaefer as he goes. He carries on his way for now, but Gray Langley, a mistake all on his own there. And into the side of Schaefer as he went. Not sure what has happened to Phipps. As Jamal Clouden puts a lap now on Langley once again. Langley still within that second though of Phipps at the moment. Oh, the virtual energy, sorry. With you now, the virtual energy, there you go. That is the virtual energy of the LMGT3s, you can see there. So that is what they've got left in the tank at the moment. With 2 minutes to go. Where is Kieran O'Reilly? They do 1 minute 48. So we could still be in for 2 laps here. Because Kieran O'Reilly's crossed the line with 1:53 to go. There could be 2 laps to play for. Langer's got too excited, said Tanner. O'Reilly leads, says Rob Smith. He's gone, no tail. Happy, says Cherry Moore. What an end to this race. And has Langley just cost himself a podium by going too deep into turn 1. He's got a second to gain, but he's got 2 laps to do it in. Because where is Kieran O'Reilly now? Coming through turn 10. The gaps are all over a second. And I think Gray's chance has just gone there. What a race it's been here at Bahrain. Fantastic action all around everywhere in this one. It has been great value for money. We head to Monza next week for round 3. Could we see some chaos there? But here comes Kieran O'Reilly with 15 seconds on the clock. I think we're going to get one more in. O'Reilly's just creeping to the line, slowing it down. And I believe he's crossed it. Here comes that of Andrew Phipps. Is O'Reilly out of fuel? No, he's back up to speed. O'Reilly, what's he done? I think O'Reilly's misjudged the start line. The race carries on and Kieran O'Reilly has misjudged the start line here. And Andrew Phipps leads once again by nearly 2 seconds. Kieran O'Reilly, what have you done at the end? I cannot believe what we have just witnessed here from O'Reilly. Or is he out of fuel? Is he out of fuel? No, he's not. He's just come out the hairpin. But he's lost 4 seconds. I think O'Reilly's got a fuel problem here. O'Reilly might be struggling for P3 because Wright's only 26 seconds behind. Langley's dropped to 1.2 back. And here comes Andrew Phipps to take the race lead. Oh my days, what scenes here. I think O'Reilly's potentially out of fuel. He's dropped 9 seconds. 9 seconds he's dropped. It's now 11. What has happened to Kieran O'Reilly? Into the final corner now comes Andrew Phipps. And well, back-to-back race winner in LMP2. Andrew Phipps comes to the line. He's going to take the race win. He wins on the road from that of Kieran O'Reilly. Good job from Andrew Phipps. Kieran, who is he's definitely running out of fuel. He's misjudged it by a lap. Kieran O'Reilly will cross the line for second place. Here comes that of James Wright. And James Wright takes third place. Bradley Duncan, though, as well. Back-to-back LMGT3 winners. He wins in LMGT3. Matt Townsend will come home for a second place. Good result for him. Schaefer's, well, it looked for a moment like he wasn't going to get the podium, but he has. And Schaefer's is going to come home for the podium finish here. P3 for him, P4 for Gray Langley. Kretish has not finished yet. He's still going at the moment. Oh my days, I can't believe what we have just witnessed in this race. We'll try and get an interview with the top 3 as well. There's a Kretish here, just ahead of Oshian, coming towards the line for P4 in the LMP2 class. Daniel has finished P5 in LMGT3. Wainwright from the back of the grid to P6 in LMGT3. What a result for that young man. He'll be pleased with that one for sure. Paulo Vieira has already finished. Gareth Hansen has already finished. Ossian has just finished. Here comes Stapley for 12th place. Oh my days, what have we just witnessed? An absolute barnstormer of a race. 12th for Stapley. It's going to be 13th for Ben Ruck. Got back ahead of Plavins and Zlatnik, but shame for Ben in that one. Zlatnik, 14th place. I think Plavins is already done. Yes, he is. It's just Hornsby who's going to come through as well. So Zlatnik and Hornsby we're waiting for. And I believe James Wright has finished. Yes, he has. He's still going on out there. Bless him. Zlatnik, I think, is just approaching now the final corner. Here comes Hornsby once again. He's going to finish the race in the pit, so he will head back to the commentary box. And what an unbelievable race we've just witnessed there at the hands of these drivers. Absolutely fantastic. We'll try and hopefully get a few of the guys in for an interview at the end, because it has worked this time. So we'll hopefully get a few of the guys in for a quick chat. But as we just run through and put the points, Kieran O'Reilly manages to hang on for second. Fastest lap of the race as well for Kieran O'Reilly. Damage limitations here. Dan Davis wasn't here tonight. Kretash, 4th place for him. Clouden down in 7th. Joseph Bates with a 6th place in the end. Cambrai was down in 8th. Sylph with a retirement. Segek wasn't here tonight. Wright finished on the podium. Bonifoy wasn't here. Cruz wasn't here. And Storr come across for P5. And in LMGT3, Bradley Duncan with the win and the fastest lap of the race as well. Wainwright was at P6. Good result for him. Townsend 2nd place this time around. Daniel was in P5. Gray Langley just off the podium in 4th. Jimenez, not the night he would have wanted, down in 9th place. Paulo Vieira, another solid result in 7th. Ossian was down in 11th place for him. As I've just lost it off my screen as the server has come to an end. So let me sort out the sim grid. I'm just awaiting. In fact, we've got a driver in for an interview now. And I believe we will get the chance to speak to that of Bradley Duncan while I finish inputting the results. Bradley, we didn't get the chance to speak to you last week. But my oh my, let me just read the last comments in the chat. Great value for money when I have to pay for this. Big mistakes at Arctic Fox. Rob Smith, we all pay emotionally watching this Titan. What a finish. GG's Fip, says Lee in the chat. Ruth, great racing, done and toe, well done. Good job, Fox. Good job, all the racers, says Styles Anderson. I had massive panic. I thought I was 1 lap short of virtual energy. Great broadcast. Thank you very much. You're welcome. I'm glad you've enjoyed the broadcast. Craig Stothard saying, well done, lads. Very good racing from all the field. Matt Wright saying, right on the podium. We might be hearing that a lot this season. We might be in LMP3, in Le Mans Ultimate. I don't think we'll hear it much in the Pro series at all. But we've got a few of the drivers in with us now. So I'm not going to go to Brad straight away because he was the winner in LMGT3. And we have got Vince in with us, who is, let me just double check, Schaefer's, who was P3 in the LMGT3. So we'll start with Schaefer's there. Vince, congratulations, podium. It was a hard-fought race with Langley, though, who was putting you under pressure, especially at the end.
Yeah. And there were some people in front of me that, I don't know, didn't see blue flags. But that's on a different side. It's whatever. But yeah, strategy wasn't too good. And sadly, I couldn't really practice on this track because I had a different league yesterday. But I take it. It's all right.
Yeah, podium to get your first race out the bag and sort of get yourself on the board. It was a tough race out there, though. The traffic round Bahrain really did play its part, didn't it, around here tonight? And it made it very difficult for you to be able to know where to put the car at times.
Yeah, indeed. And some people just bomb you, you know, so... I mean, it's okay. It's a P3 for my first race here, so... Don't complain too much.
No, exactly. We go to Monza next week. What's your thoughts on Monza?
I haven't driven it in a long time, so I have to see what it's like.
Well, congratulations on the podium tonight. We'll let you go and enjoy that one, buddy. Thank you very much for joining us in the comms box. We'll speak to P2 man as well in LMP2. Kieran, well, first of all, great to have you back on the SimPlay channel. You've been missed, let me tell you that one. P2, what happened at the end there?
Yeah, what happened throughout the whole race? I think I binned it twice, so it was tricky. It's a new challenge, the LMP2, coming from the GT3 racing, so still just learning. But I could have finished in P1 and crossed the line like an absolute helmet. I could have literally finished the race a lap short, but it is what it is. Just a bit of a schoolboy error there, so ran out of fuel for the last lap.
Yeah, it looked like you were struggling at the end. Thankfully, you had a big enough buffer over third place to keep that. But just talk us through the differences, like you say, new to the LMP2s, learning from the GT3s. What's the biggest difference that you're finding in these LMP2 cars?
I mean, obviously the braking's a big adjustment, to be fast on the brakes as well. So I'd say that's mostly the main problem at the minute, is just getting to grips with the brakes and learning new tracks as well, which is tricky. I've never raced around half of these tracks, so yeah. But overall, the experience, they're a joy to drive, but they're very tricky.
Indeed, they are. Monza next week. We all know how interesting Monza can be at times. What do you think you can do around there?
Honestly, we'll have to see. I need to do some testing. I need to get on the game, do some testing, get some laps in, and maybe tweak some setups if needed. And yeah, we'll just have to send it. I mean, it's going to be close. Clearly, there's close pace again. So, we just got to try and be on it and try not to bin it this time by breaking into a corner.
Well, Kieran, congratulations on the P2. We'll let you go.
All right, mate. Thank you.
We'll go to the LMGT3 winner in this one then. Brad, we didn't get to speak to you last week. You was telling us how much you really wanted to be in for an interview tonight. Sadly, that's your penultimate race of the season because your work schedule changes after next week. So Monza will be your season finale.
Yeah, Monza's never really been a good track for me in history, but I haven't driven this since the start of the game, so I'm looking forward to it. I've been having a lot of fun these last few races, but yeah, definitely had to work for that one tonight. I started on fresh tires. I was able to pull the gap, able to fuel save a bit, so I got the upper edge for the last stint. I did take left tires, and I topped off on energies just so I didn't have to worry about fuel saving at all. And because I felt like I had enough of a pace gap to try to make that up, and it worked out. I had to fight for it. Had a very tough battle with Townsend in those last like 20 minutes or so, but it was a lot of fun. So I definitely really enjoyed that one.
It was an interesting race because you got past Townsend at the start. Obviously, me and you have spoke a lot off air over the week, and you've been saying how you've been struggling with the fuel management in this Ford. You went the extra lap tonight, so it looked like you nailed it on the night.
Yeah, I felt pretty strong in practice leading up to it. I did basically drove the entire hour practice before this qualifying, just trying to fuel save and try to precise the lap times I needed to do, and it worked out because I was able to pull a gap while fuel saving. So it worked out a lot better this time around. Plus, there wasn't as many straights as Le Mans, so it worked a little bit more in my favor this time around.
Monza next week. What do you think you can do there?
Yeah, like I said earlier, it's never been a great track for me historically, but we'll see what we can do. I think I'll aim for a podium again and try to end my mini season off on a high. Because like Matt said, unfortunately, this will be next round would be my last round because I'm gonna have to start working Tuesdays now, and I probably won't be back till 2027. So it is what it is. But let's end it off on a high. I'm looking forward to it.
Indeed. Well, congratulations on the race win. We'll see you next week.
Yep, thank you for the commentary, Matt, and also GG to Phipps on the win.
Yeah, no problem. And we are judged by Andrew now as well. Andrew, first of all, back-to-back great races for you. Maybe a little fortunate on this one with O'Reilly running out of fuel at the end.
Yeah, I knew he was short, so he had really good pace. It was I knew it was going to be really tough. He was absolutely flying, Kieran. He was really quick, but he pitted, I think, 2 laps for me.
Yeah.
So I knew he wouldn't. I took full fuel, so I completely filled up like the 75 litres in the tank, and I knew, obviously, pushing, that if I could take it to 55 laps, I didn't think he'd have the fuel to do it. 55 laps. I did regret not taking the left side tyres though. I was so slow towards the end. I could barely get around the corners.
Yeah, he was reeling you in towards the end of that race. I'm
fairly certain he took lefts, and I didn't. And I noticed the difference.
I'm getting some stick in the chat here by calling you the young man.
The young
The
man.
young man. He did reel you in. We didn't actually see what had happened. Did you make a mistake when Kieran got past you? Because
I
you dropped.
span coming out of that
there we
really
go.
slow left. So there was a couple of GT3s there. So I struggled to get through the corner, went up on the curb, and then yeah, span. Which so I thought I'd thrown the chance away. I didn't think with the time. I think I lost 7 seconds, and I thought I'm not going to be able to make it to 55 laps now. But I think I just got over the line with a second to spare.
Well, there we
I was
go.
pretty fortunate.
Indeed. Monza next week, buddy. What can you do around Monza?
Turn 1.
Exactly.
See what happens. Be good. Make or break, isn't it? Turn 1 Monza.
That's it. It is indeed. Well, enjoy that race win tonight. We'll see you next time out at Monza. Congratulations on
Cheers.
the 2
Thank
race
you.
wins. No, you're welcome.
Cheers. Bye.
And that is all we have time for tonight. Remember, join myself and Wellington Jimenez live tomorrow night for a Assetto Corsa Competizione back on the console for the Pro-Am Series, Silver and Bronze, as we head to Valencia for our early morning race start at Valencia. 7 o'clock race start time, so the sun will be rising beautifully over the Circuit Ricardo Tormo, the home of Valentino Rossi, where he's been so dominant over them years in MotoGP. What can play out in Pro-Am? What can play out in Pro? Join me and Wellington Jimenez, like I say, and maybe Tanner Kneebone again on Thursday night. We'll have to wait and see on his work schedule for the commentary there. But what a night it has been here on Le Mans Ultimate. Bahrain International has not disappointed once again. It has been a phenomenal night of action here in the desert of Bahrain. But it's Monza, the Temple of Speed, that awaits us in a week's time. I'll be back live next week for all the action on the Le Mans Ultimate season, where the LMP2s and the LMGT3s take to the Temple of Speed for one of the most historic and yet scary turn ones you'll ever see. But from me and all the SimPlay team, thank you all for tuning in. Goodbye. In the wings as well, trying to
Welcome.